This mom didn't realize a police officer was following her as she would walk her family around 12 kilometers a day. As a diligent citizen, what actions did she take to warrant the officer's observation of her? Continue reading to learn more. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. Jalissa had a 4-hour commute every morning, walking 12 miles to and from work, starting as early as 3 a.m. This occurred as a result of her calling the incorrect number while hunting for work. She resided in the vicinity of Rocky Mountain, which was quite a distance from the Nashville eatery. Despite facing a challenging daily routine, the strong woman remained dedicated to her work. She made the decision that she would ensure she supported herself and her family regardless of the distance or her daily schedule. Despite her difficulties, she continued to be a motivated employee who rose early to get ready for work in order to get to Bojangles, the chicken biscuit fast food restaurant, in time for her shift. She would walk in the rain or sunny to work, not caring much about the distance or the weather, just how she could provide for her family. Jalissa was not only a dedicated worker, but also a modest person. She first spoke with an officer on her early morning trip to work. It was pouring rain on this day in 2018. She was very chilly and bruised from the rain. Sadness filled the pleased woman's eyes as she watched the warm automobiles drive past. What was running through her head was easy to picture. Still, the North Carolina woman persisted in spite of the adverse weather she was experiencing. Holding a purse in one hand and an umbrella in the other, she proceeded towards her workplace. Even though she was exhausted and experiencing severe physical pain after more than an hour of walking, she persisted in her stroll down the pavement. Jalissa noticed a vehicle approaching from behind. She pondered who the person in the car may be, but the heavy rain made it difficult for her to see. So her initial guess was that it might be a police officer. She moved faster, more nervous about the scenario after realizing it was a police officer. "Am I getting into trouble?" she asked herself. After stopping his vehicle, the policeman motioned for her to approach him. Jalissa's heart was pounding with worry. She contemplated that she could have done something improperly for the officer to stop her. She was also worried that she might be late for work as a result of this occurrence. The American believed she was going to have a terrible day. Sensing she had done nothing wrong, she plucked up the bravery and approached the officer's car with assurance. She was unaware that an unforeseen change in her life was about to occur. Jalissa believed she was going to the train station. For what other reason would a policeman pull her over and order her into his car? It's strange, isn't it? The woman from North Carolina was laid back, diligent, business-minded, and optimistic about life. Although she felt she had done nothing wrong, she was unable to stop the negative ideas from entering her mind. She was unaware that the law enforcement official regularly drove by the route she used to get to work. For months, he had been observing her as she walked to the restaurant. But this morning was especially unlike the others. The policeman noticed her strolling along the sidewalk in the midst of a strong downpour and strong wind. Sergeant Bass made the decision to assist the stranger after noticing Jalissa was in poor health. This morning was the ideal time for him to finally speak with her, as he had always wanted to. The policeman mused to himself that he might not have this opportunity again if he didn't speak with her right now. Jalissa was trying to come up with the perfect response to ask a question, but she was at a loss for words. Upon approaching the police vehicle, the deputy sheriff introduced himself as Sergeant Scott Bass and politely requested that she enter his vehicle. Reluctantly, though, Jalissa informed him that she would be running late for her stint at work. The officer took little notice of her response and reiterated the fast food employee was anxious since she had no idea what to anticipate when she was told to get into his car. Upon closer inspection of the policeman's badge, she learned that he was the Nash County Sheriff. She was also concerned since the policeman said nothing to her, and she was attempting to mentally map out their destination. He was taking her to the electric chair, she thought to herself. Soon later, they were in front of her workplace, Bojangles, a fast food restaurant serving chicken and biscuits. When she eventually realized the officer saw her problems, he offered to help her with her difficult trek to work by giving her a lift. Such generosity, can you believe it? He had Jalissa's undying gratitude. It was usually Jalissa strolling along the busy route to work that the considerate police officer saw. He was moved by her incredible energy and appreciated her commitment to her profession, despite bad weather and distance. Now, Yalicia's experience is incredible because it goes beyond this first lift, which thereafter became regular. Not only was the police officer, who was now a friend, giving her rides, but she was also getting requests for assistance from other sheriffs. I know, it's amazing. This kind police officer considered ways to make her workload less. After telling his wife about her ordeal, the two of them came up with a plan to support the diligent woman. "Every day that I gave her a ride, I just for some reason talked to my wife about her," he claimed. "It just kind of really weighed on and bothered me." You would be astounded by what he did next. Sergeant Bass, who went above and above to provide Yalicia with a present, reached out to Walmart in Nashville and had conversations with a few of the managers there. He told them the woman's story. After hearing about her ordeal, they decided to give her a bicycle so she could stop traveling. Isn't that incredible? Yalicia was also invited to the Nash County Deputy's office. This time, she wasn't as concerned as she knew he was acting in her best interests. She was worried, though, as she had no idea why he had phoned. He showed her to the parking lot when she got to his workplace. Yalicia was moved to tears by what transpired next because she couldn't believe such a generous deed. He informed her that the bicycle she was viewing was a present for her. Yalicia was flooded with feelings. The kind deputy sheriff had given her a brand new Schwinn Fairhaven women's cruiser bicycle, which she couldn't believe. She ran out of things to say. She remarked, "I was shocked. I didn't think it was real." She was happy that she wouldn't have to walk 12 kilometers every day and was appreciative to him. Sergeant Bass's amazing deed of generosity improved Yalicia's life and restored her confidence in others. She was free of the daily burden of walking to work. It was amazing how much the sergeant's gift reduced the amount of time spent walking. Could the narrative of North Carolina nevertheless get much better? Millions of people were moved by the officer and Yalicia's unique bond when they shared their tale online. Their narrative went viral and they were featured in several media outlets. Talk show host Steve Harvey was also drawn to them. The two were asked to the studio to tell their remarkable story, and before they left the program, she received an even greater surprise. A car. Yes, her very own. The heartwarming tale of Yalicia demonstrates that good people may still be found in the world. Her experience demonstrates the power of even the smallest deed of compassion. Do you have any anecdotes about police kindness? Tell me about them in the comments section. Until we meet again, be careful. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.